The night I almost burned my paintings. And the power went off. Darkness swallowed my studio. If the power had stayed on, I would have set fire to the only proof that my voice ever mattered. And I would have called it love. You know that kind of love that feels like destiny at first, until you realize you're the only one shrinking. I loved Daniel with my whole chest. I thought love meant adjustment. I didn't know it could mean disappearance. Tonight, I'll tell you how I almost destroyed my life's work to gain acceptance from one of the most powerful political families in Lagos, and how I discovered they weren't afraid of embarrassment. They were afraid of memory. Stay with me. This happened in Lekki, where gates are higher than honesty, where money is quiet, but power is loud in private. My name is Amoka. I'm a mural artist. I paint what people avoid: police brutality, government contracts, silenced women, systems designed to fail the poor. My art is loud. And Daniel Ekintela, son of a former senator, fell in love with that loudness. At least, that's what I thought. We met at a youth art showcase in Victoria Island. He stood in front of my mural titled, "Who is watching US?" He didn't smile. He studied it. Then he said, "You're brave." Nobody had ever called me brave. They called me stubborn. Difficult. Too much. He started coming around often. Roasted meat. Shawarma. Compliments. He said I was different from the girls he grew up around in Ikoyi. I should have asked, different enough to love, or different enough to fix? One night in traffic, he told me something strange. When I was 10, I overheard my parents arguing. My mom said he would never ask where he came from. He laughed after saying it, but his fingers tightened on the steering wheel. I don't even know what she meant, he added. That sentence stayed with me. Now I know why. The first time I went to their house in Ikoyi, I felt it immediately. That house wasn't warm. It was curated. Everything in place. Every conversation measured. Chief Mrs. Ekintala hugged me lightly. Her smile was elegant, controlled. During dinner she asked, "So Amoka, this painting you do, is it temporary?" Temporary. Like rebellion. Like noise. Like something that will fade once marriage begins. It's my career, Mo. Her fork paused midair. Career. The temperature dropped. Under the table, Daniel squeezed my thigh. Not affection. Containment. After that visit, subtle shifts began. A mural permit I secured in city center was suddenly revoked. My gallery sponsor postponed indefinitely. A brand collaboration withdrew due to alignment concerns. Then my younger brother Chidi was detained overnight. No charge. Routine questioning. When I asked Daniel if this was coincidence, he didn't say yes. He said, "It's politics. It will pass." But he avoided my eyes. One evening, I searched my laptop for an article I had saved. A 15-year-old story about a university activist named Omotola Okilo. Gone. Deleted from history. The same week Daniel borrowed my laptop. When I confronted him, he didn't deny it. "I didn't want you reading things that could drag you into unnecessary trouble. You deleted it. I was protecting you." That was the first time I understood something terrifying. He believed protection required control. And I let it slide. Because I loved him. 3 weeks later, he came to my studio at night. Serious. No greeting. He stood in front of my newest mirror. A woman painted in green and white. Tape across her mouth. My mom thinks it would be better if you reduce this kind of message. Reduced. You know, political. My entire career is political. He exhaled sharply. If you want peace with my family, you may need to stop painting publicly. Stop. The word didn't sound real. Or at least remove the controversial ones. Truth is controversial now. Then he did something I will never forget. He walked to the supply corner and picked up a small petrol container. My chest went hollow. Just burn the political ones, he said quietly. Let's start fresh. Fresh. Like the past never existed. For us, he added. That us hurt more than the petrol smell. Earlier that day, a journalist from Sahara Reporters had messaged me. One of my murals appeared in the background of a corruption investigation photo. It had unknowingly captured a private meeting between contractors and officials. My art had seen something. And now I understood. This wasn't about reputation. It was about exposure. Daniel poured petrol on the corner of my largest canvas. The smell filled the room. My hands shook as I held the match. Choose me, he whispered. Choose me. Or choose the life you built before me. I struck the match. And power went off, no light. Total darkness. We stood there breathing. Outside, generators roared. Inside, I could hear his heartbeat. Then, bang bang bang. Amoka. Chidi burst in. You're trending. My mural, the one soaked in petrol, was everywhere online. Thousands of shares. They were calling it the voice of Lagos. Daniel's phone lit up. His mother. Repeatedly. He looked at me. Not with love. With calculation. Delete everything, he said quickly. Make a statement. Say it was misunderstood. Misunderstood. It's either you protect this family, or you walk away. Not us. The family. And that was the moment clarity arrived. I was never meant to join them. I was meant to be reshaped. Managed. Muted. The petrol on my canvas was never about art. It was about control. I looked at him in the dark and said quietly, if loving you requires silence, then you don't love me. You love the version of me that doesn't threaten you. He didn't argue. And that silence answered everything. That night, I didn't burn my paintings. But something else burned instead. The illusion. By morning, I would be standing in Ikoyi. And I would ask the question they were trying so hard to bury. Because they weren't afraid of my art. They were afraid of who it reminded them of. I didn't wait for them to summon me. The next morning, I drove straight to Ikoyi. If they wanted me silent, they would have to say it to my face. But what his mother confessed that day wasn't about reputation. It was about something far more fragile. Survival. Have you ever realized? You weren't dating a person. You were negotiating with a legacy. I thought I was fighting for love. I didn't know. I had stepped into a political inheritance. Built on something unfinished. Today I'll tell you what Chief Mrs. Ekintala revealed behind closed doors. A 15-year-old secret from Abuja. That explains why my mural felt less like art and more like resurrection. Stay with me. When I arrived at the Ekintala mansion in Ikoyi, security didn't question me. That told me everything. They were expecting me. The compound felt different. Staff moved quietly. Phones rang in distant rooms. The air was thick, not with power, with anxiety. Chief Mrs. Ekintala was waiting in the main sitting room. No perfume. No strategic smile. Just stillness. She dismissed the staff. Daniel wasn't there. That was deliberate. She didn't offer me water. Amoka, she began calmly. You are intelligent. So let's not pretend. My spine straightened. You know what you're doing. Painting truth. I replied. Her jaw tightened. No. Digging graves. That word landed differently. Graves. She walked to a cabinet and pulled out an old newspaper. Abuja. 15 years ago. Headline. Activist dies in mysterious car crash. Below it. A photo. A young woman holding a protest sign. Same posture. Same intensity. Same eyes as my mirror. Too close. Do you know her? She asked. I shook my head slowly. That was Omutala Okilo. The name felt familiar. Like something I had heard whispered once in childhood. She was a university lecturer, she continued. She exposed contract fraud involving federal officials. And then? I asked. She died. Simple. Clean. Contained. My husband was deputy minister then, she said. He wasn't guilty. But she didn't say he was innocent. He was there, she added. There. In meetings. In documents. In silence. For 3 months, she continued. Our home was surrounded by journalists. Her voice wavered for the first time. People spit when they passed our gate. That wasn't power speaking. That was memory. She slid the newspaper toward me. Your mural looks exactly like her. I felt cold. I've never seen this photo before. I believe you, she said quietly. And that scared me more. Because if it wasn't copying, then it was something else. You think this is about acceptance? She asked. No, Amoka. It's about reopening wounds powerful men buried. Buried. There it was again. Graves. She didn't threaten me. She informed me. Your studio tax file has been flagged. My stomach dropped. Your brother's university sponsorship is under review. I froze. And your landlord received a call this morning. My chest tightened. You see, she said calmly. This is bigger than love. That wasn't intimidation. That was demonstration. Then she said something that hurt more. Daniel knows the history. My heartbeat quickened. He grew up watching us survive it. Survive. Not clear our name. Not seek justice. Survive. He cannot afford another storm. So when he asked me to burn my paintings, it wasn't just obedience. It was fear. Inherited fear. As I stood to leave, she added quietly. There is something else. I paused. Omutala Okilo was pregnant when she died. The room shifted. No official record mentions it, she said. But we knew. My mouth went dry. Pregnant for who? She didn't answer. But her silence was louder than confession. And suddenly, this wasn't just politics. It was intimacy. Scandal. Blood. When I stepped outside, my phone exploded with notifications. Interviews. Invitations. Support. But I felt washed. Not celebrated. Washed. I called Daniel. He didn't pick up. I sent one message. Did your father know Omutala personally? 5 minutes later, he replied. Stop digging. Not denial. Not comfort. Warning. When I returned to my office, my studio door was forced open. Nothing stolen. Nothing broken. Except one thing. On my largest canvas. Spray painted in black. Let her rest. Not stop painting. Not delete it. Let her rest. Which means they know exactly who she was. And they know exactly why she died. That night, I didn't cry. I booked a flight to Abuja. If they wanted her to rest, I needed to know why her ghost lived in their house. In part 2, I uncover a hospital record that changes everything I thought I knew about Daniel. And this time, the danger won't be subtle. I will have to choose. Protect the man I love. Or expose the truth that could give him back his real mother. And destroy the Ekintala dynasty forever. This time, someone pays. Some families don't protect secrets. Because they are innocent. They protect them. Because survival became more important than truth. If uncovering the truth could destroy the person you love, would you still dig? The end. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the story, give us a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your support means everything to us.